dipersilakan saudara NAQIB AQEEL daripada Sekolah Menengah Sultan Alam Shah Putrajaya, pelajar tingkatan 3 Sekolah Menengah Sultan Alam Shah Putrajaya untuk menyampaikan topik beliau. Dengan segala makna, dipersilakan.
Youth. Youth is a moment of life where adults look back with a rose-tinted glasses, saying it's the best moment of their life. Youth is the moment in life where youngsters these days say that they cannot wait to become one of those youth. Youth is the moment in life where people say the moment you find your best friend, the moment you fell in love, and the moment that you're going to find your passion. But in the status quo, in the reality today, youth is not just that. Youth is the moment where you need to face those struggles of studying, you need to face the challenges of going through adulthood, the challenges of learning how to become an independent person. And also, youth is the moment where you face your biggest fear, your biggest and worst enemy, students' loan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is NAQIB AQEEL bin KAMARUL AZHAR, and I am a Form 3 student representing Sekolah Sultan Alam Shah. I would like to bid my thanks to my teacher, especially for providing and supporting me through this whole journey, my friends that have been with me for this whole time, and to the fellow judges that is going to evaluate me with care and decision making. Now, first of all, what is youth? Youth, according to the UNESCO official definition, is people within the range of 15 to 24 years of age. That means I also fall under the category of youth. And what do these youth have in common? Well, they either are continuing their studies or they have a lack of source of income. So there's 3 types of youth that I'm going to be talking about today. Number 1, the youth that can continue their studies because they have the financial funds needed. The youth that wants to continue on their studies but cannot continue on their studies due to their financial dependency, so they need to take out a student's loan. And number 3, youth that cannot continue their studies even if they want to, and they cannot take those students' loan since they need to financially support their families due to the fact that their families do not have enough support. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on those last 2 youth. Okay, so how can cost of living be related to youth these days? There are 2 different types of cost of living. Number 1, I'm going to be talking about lifestyle, and number 2, I'm going to be talking about daily needs or the things that you need or daily necessity. So when we're talking about lifestyles, what do we think of when we talk about lifestyles? Number 1, entertainment, of course. Of course, as a youth, you really want to entertain yourself. You really want to live your life to the fullest. So basically, one of the costs of entertainment is going to the movies with your friends, hanging out with your friends at the bowling alley, etc. This all costs money. And secondly, relationship. For example, you as a youth would like to have a partner, of course. So you go out with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and that costs money itself. And the main problems when we're talking about lifestyle is the fact that according to the World Bank Association, youth as a group spends the most amount of money compared to what they make, meaning they spend an absorbent amount of money, even though the fact is they do not have money. How do they spend those money? By loaning people, by going to the loan sharks, and even lending money to their own friends. This is caused by the fear of missing out, or people will call it FOMO. So that is all because of things called mismanagement of finance or financial illiteracy. And the second point I'm going to be talking about today is daily necessity. The daily necessity that is haunting every youth are 3 things that I'm going to be focusing on, which is the housing costs that they need to buy as they need to burden on since they are living on their own away from their family as a way to studies at a university, or people. And the second one is food and drinks, and lastly and not least is educational funds, educational fees that I am going to be focusing on. So what is educational fees? So I kept on rambling on about students' loan, but what is actually students' loan? Students' loan is the money that you loan to banks or university as a way to pay for your educational funds. And what's so bad about these educational loans is it will continue to haunt you not only during the studying years, but also during the years that will continue to come, during adulthood. Even when you have a family of 5, you're still going to be carrying this student's loan, because the money spent on student's loan is so absorbent and so expensive that you cannot pay on your own. So, this might sound all daunting and even more depressing, but with every problem, there is a solution. So I'm going to provide you the solution. And all this problem is caused by the mismanagement of funds or financial illiteracy. So I'm going to teach you how to be financial illiterate using 3 categories. Number 1, what can the individual do as themselves to be financially literate? Number 2, what can their families do to support those youth? And number 3, what can the government do to support these youth financially through to an educational journey? Okay, so number 1, financially, what can the youth do? The youth can teach themselves how to be financially literate, can be more disciplined in managing their money, and not keep on following trends and focus on what is important to them, which is their future. If they follow these steps, there are 3 steps to this, which is saving, budgeting, and investment. If you take a financially literate person can take 500 ringgit, not only can they spend it wisely, but turn those 500 ringgit into something so much more. So by budgeting what you cost, what the money you use in your monthly life, you not only know what are you planning to be spending on, but you can also use the extra money to pay for things such as your hobby and also your investment. Okay, so now we're going to talk about families. What can the families do? The family can teach those students from an early age how to be financially literate, how to manage their money, and also how to discipline themselves in managing money. So when they grow into a good adult, they can know how to manage their finance independently and also respectively, so that they do not overspend in buying stuff such as the new iPhone 15 Pro Max. They do not go on a spending fee on a new hobby that they found. And as the government, what can the government do? The government can provide better scholarship programs, provide more scholarship programs for people that do not have the money or the funds to pay for their educational needs, especially for people that cannot continue on their educational journey due to the fact that they need to support their families, which is the 3rd group that I talk about. People that wants to continue their studies but cannot because they need to enter the workforce early in order to support their family. So when we're talking about these people, what's so bad about these people? What is so wrong about, what is the problem that is haunting these people? Number 1, due to the fact that they cannot continue on their studies, they cannot provide a better support to their families. Since they are only stuck with SPM certificate level, they cannot continue on with a higher level of workforce salary compared to that of a normal workforce. And when they cannot have a higher salary, they also cannot continue their educational journey, and when they cannot continue their educational journey, they cannot continue on to make a better future for their family. This is a problem that is caused by the inequality of living. That is the rich and the poor. The rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer, because to the fact that the rich has better access to education and the poor get no access at all. Not only no access, but less access. So, as a whole, what can we get from this conclusion? Number 1, the youth, even though might be one of the most fun time in some people's life, but to others, it is the moment where you need to face what it is to become a true adult. The first time where you step into the realm of adulthood, the first time where you learn how to be independent, the first time where you will face struggles that you never faced during those elementary and secondary years. So let's all work together and provide this youth with better future so that we could make this country a better place. And remember, my name is NAQIB AQEEL from Sekolah Sultan Al-Shah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.